morning! It is December 28th.
Sure, that works.
It's December 28th. It's a Friday.
Happy Friday! End of the work week! Yay!
Literally.
Yes.
Because, most places won't open up Monday because,
New
Year's Eve and then New Year's Day. And
plus, there's all the 9 to 5 Monday through Friday people. And it's the end of their work week, too.
Yep. And everyone will be drunk on Tuesdays.
Sure.
Well, hungover at least.
Yeah, really.
Unless you're really drinking all night, then
you're still drunk.
Then you're still drunk.
When you go to sleep and you wake up and you're still drunk, you drink too much. You drink too much.
And then if you keep on drinking, you might have an issue.
Might? You need to be calling AA and be like, hey.
Hey, I need some help.
I'm drunk. I've been drunk for the last 18 years. Anyway. I don't know. Well, they're like, hi, I'm Cathy. I've been sober for blah, blah days. And they're like, hi, Cathy. And then, yeah, so.
I know we shouldn't be making fun of that, but.
Well, that's silliness. That's silliness.
Yeah.
They do that in a lot of 12-step groups.
Yeah.
Gambling, sex, drugs, alcohol.
Porn. I didn't know they had... Wait, they have 12 steps for porn?
Well, they have 12 steps for sex addicts, so I'm sure the porn is kind of mixed in there somewhere.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
So, they not only get drunk, but generally they get the blues.
Ooh, nice segue.
I know.
That was talent right there.
I'm clever.
You are.
Anyway, now that we pointed out that that's a really terrible segue, we do have a point to this video today. And we're going to be talking about... Huh?
We do?
Yes, we do.
I know.
We're going to be talking about the post-holiday blues. Or post-mania crashes as well. Because they're very similar.
They are similar.
Very similar.
I've experienced both.
Yes, you have. That's why you're bipolar, and me too.
Yeah, they're not fun.
Well, let's go over holiday blues first. Basically, you're in the holidays, you're seeing your family, you're opening presents, you're giving them presents, you're shopping, you're having a grand old time. January hits, and bam, you just feel like complete crap. That's the post-holiday blues. There's several reasons or theories as to why people get the blues during this, during January.
Can I add something?
What?
Before we go too much farther?
What?
Sometimes it's not even just January. Sometimes it's the week between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah, well, that's why I call it post-holiday blues, not January blues.
January blues are something completely different.
Yeah, those are, yeah, no.
That's usually a style of music. Well, the blues are. I don't know about January blues. I don't know. Anyways.
David.
What?
Stop.
Stop what?
Talking. You're making... Just stop. You're confusing everybody around you.
Yay!
Anyway, so I've been doing my reading, because everybody knows by now that I do love to read about this stuff. And I've compiled a small list of very common reasons that people get the holiday blues. The first one is their busy schedules fade to completely free time other than work. Nothing to do but get lost in your head when you have free time and you're not socializing or anything like that. And everybody knows that if you get lost in your head too long, bad things can happen. Another reason is holidays do tend to stir up memories of people or pets or friends that we have lost over the last years, because holidays and birthdays are always a real big trigger for thinking about the past. Like this Christmas, I said the only thing that would have made this Christmas better for me is if my dad were here. My dad passed away 3 years ago. And he was totally fun on Christmas morning. I mean, he was a bah humbug the whole season, except for Christmas morning, he was just happy as a clam. And I just miss that about him. I miss my dad a lot. Another one is the weather. The weather keeps you inside because it snows or it gets cold, and it's just not safe to go outside. So once again, you get cooped up. This usually leads to what's called the spring fever, where as soon as the good weather hits, you want to do everything possible. You want to garden, you want to plant stuff, you want to paint your house, you want to do research and spring cleaning and all that. And what are you doing?
About to sneeze.
Oh, okay. Well, when he sneezes, just say bless you or something.
Okay, maybe not.
So, you're stuck at home, and once again, that ends up with you getting inside your head. A sign of them is fatigue, because, well, basically almost any kind of depression, whether it's circumstantial or chronic, can lead to fatigue. It can actually make you sick to the point that you're sick. Because if you lay in bed too long, your muscles hurt, you need to get out of bed, and you need to do something productive with your day. Another thing that causes them is when people go back to work after having some time off. Not everybody takes time off, I know, but a lot of people do. And all of a sudden they're overwhelmed because they have all this work piled up that they didn't get to because they took time off. So that can kind of get them a little grumpy and a little overwhelmed. And when you get overwhelmed, you tend to take it out badly. And a lot of people also, this is a silly one, but people feel guilty that they gained weight. That's normal. People gain weight during the holiday season. You have like 2 huge family dinners to prepare for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Plus, a lot of people have more than one place that they go to eat. Different family members, different traditions, different friend groups. Of course you're going to gain a little weight. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing to feel guilty about. So I also found some ways to combat your holiday blues. One is keeping yourself busy. Busy socially, preferably, because that's part of what you're missing, is the social interaction you had with all your friends and family during the holidays. It doesn't have to be a big formal event. If you want to just invite a friend over for dinner, or maybe have a game night once a week, or a movie night once a week, not only will that help you with your blues, but you never know, it might help your friend with their blues too, if they get them too. Not everybody gets the post-holiday blues. It's just really common. Another one is exercise, because, well, you should exercise anyway, so, plus, a lot of us make New Year's resolution that we're going to exercise, we're going to lose weight, we're going to get healthy, we're going to do this and that, and here's our cat, and, there she goes. Exercise, well, it'll not only help you get rid of that post-holiday weight that you're feeling guilty about, but it'll release endorphins in your body, it'll speed up your metabolism, you'll just feel better in general. If you exercise 3 times a week, you don't even have to do it every day. Just like a quick brisk walk 3 times a week, that could do some good. I mean, the more you exercise, the more good it'll do, obviously, unless you become a exercise addict, or whatever. But that's a different video, because that deals with eating disorders, which we will do a video on very shortly. Don't beat yourself up over the weight gain. It's not a it's normal. It's not a judgment of your character. You didn't do anything wrong. You had a lot of plans. You had a lot of places to eat. You had a lot of people to socialize with. Set your New Year's resolutions, but don't be too strict. I mean, say if you set your New Year's resolution, like for me, to quit smoking, don't be too horribly strict. Don't, like, if I set it to no smoking, and then one day I feel weak and I have one, don't beat yourself don't beat yourself up over that one cigarette. Don't give up. Don't be like, oh, well, there goes that. I'm done. No, you just do it. When you fall, do you lay on the ground for the rest of your life and just lay there? No, you get back up, you dust yourself off, and you try again. So setting a New Year's resolution is good for the mind. Keeps another way to keep your mind occupied and away from all that depressing stuff. And usually, depending on what your resolution is, it can be good for your body too. Most people do resolve to do something healthy with their body. Some say I won't eat red meat anymore. I'll exercise so many times a day or so many times a week. I'll be nicer to so-and-so or whatever. So set the resolutions, but don't beat yourself up over it if you don't get it right the first time, because that's gonna happen. Mistakes and relapse happen. It's just fact of life. And then, most importantly, don't be too lighthearted about it. Because let me see how I worded this. If your solutions aren't working to get rid of your holiday blues, and you just keep feeling worse and worse and worse, don't be afraid to call up your doctor. Call them up and say, hey, I haven't been doing well lately. They can put you on a mild antidepressant for a little while, if you're willing to do that. And a lot of people think, oh God, once you're on psychiatric drugs, you're going to be on psychiatric drugs for the rest of your life. That's not true. Lots of people recover. Lots of people recover and get off the drugs, and they're fine. So there's really nothing wrong with needing a little help now and then. And if your depression is getting to the point that you're like doing things like staying in bed, canceling plans, not doing anything, just feeling really down, and maybe even having little miniature meltdowns, like you start crying or you get irritable or something like that, there's nothing wrong with needing a little help. And your doctor can help you with that. He can prescribe a mild antidepressant, vitamins. Vitamins are good. You can get those over the counter. Just a nice normal multivitamin. You don't need anything big and fancy. You just need a multivitamin. I mean, they have all these different vitamins all separated into their own little bottles, but really, a multivitamin will get you just about everything you need. And they do make different formulas of that. They make like multivitamins for kids, like Flintstones vitamins or whatever. They make them for young adults. They make them for seniors. They make them for women. They make them for men. Just look at the labels, see what you need, see what it's got, and go for it. So, yeah, wrap things up. Don't get lost in your head. Distract yourself and keep yourself busy. Exercise. And if you're still having trouble after all of that, go see your doctor. And do you have anything you want to add? Because I know you get the holiday blues pretty bad. What's some of your experiences with it?
Usually I just struggle for like a couple of weeks after the holidays.
How does it differ between, I don't know the answer to this, but how does it really differ between mentally ill people and people who aren't mentally ill?
The mentally ill tend to get hit harder than those who, in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
In my experience, people that are
we're not doctors.
Yeah, we're not doctors, so this is personal experience. Mm-hmm. My experience has mostly been like when I get hit with the holiday blues, if I get it. Some years I don't get it.
Well, but yeah, some years people can get through just no problem.
But some years I get hit really hard, and those are the years that are really rough because it just, you go from all the joy and happiness of the holidays to
decorations and music and gifts and loved ones and fun movies and fun food dinners that you don't eat eggnog,
yeah,
things you don't do normally during the rest of the year.
And then you just get to January and February and you're just stuck inside and just you never go anywhere and it snows and the sun's never out and yeah.
Now see, with me, I have noticed a trend in the past. Last few years haven't been too bad, but when I was very, very sick and I was in the hospital once every 2 or 3 months, I was almost always in the hospital in January.
Yep.
January always was so hard for me that I had to go to the hospital for it. And I remember I didn't even think about it until one of the nurses had looked at doctors looked at my medical records and asked me, he's like, did something happen in January that traumatized you? And I'm sitting there thinking, no, I can't think of anything. Why? He's like, because you're always here in January. And I was like, oh, wow, look at that. Okay. So that's just a trend that I've noticed. But that can also be contributed to the fact that I am bipolar, so I'll have manic phases. And things can trigger manic phases, such as the holidays can trigger mania in people who are bipolar. It can be like, I'm going to spend so much money and I'm going to make it, this is going to be the best Christmas ever. I'm going to put up the big tree. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then, like most manic episodes, you cliff dive when it's over. Yep. You go to the other extreme, where you don't want to do anything and nothing's going right and you just want to stay in bed because there's no point in getting up or anything like that. So that's how it kind of differs on with mentally ill people. It can trigger our illnesses to relapse severely. Yep. Bipolar people, schizophrenia can be triggered. I'm schizoaffective, which is both schizophrenia and bipolar put together. Any mental illness can be heavily triggered with all the hustle and bustle and all this going on all at once and then nothing. It's just too quick and too extreme of a change for a non-neurotypical person to adapt and prepare for. I guess that's the best way to put it. Because and it doesn't matter when you have your manic episode. You could have it in March. You could have it in April. You still have to be careful and keep an eye out for a post-manic crash. Yep. Which will land you in bed. It will make you depressed. It will make you feel sick. It may even land you in the hospital. So, like I told everybody else earlier, if you're having problems getting rid of your blues, talk to your doctor. Especially if you're bipolar already diagnosed with a mental illness, you need to talk to your doctor. And just because you're having problems getting rid of the blues, that doesn't make you mentally ill. Nope. You don't have to worry about that. That's just everybody needs a little help now and then. The mentally ill people need a lot of help. A lot of them. Not just now and then. We need a lot of help. Yeah. If you need a little help now and then, especially during a trying time like this, that's normal. That's nothing to worry about. That's nothing to feel ashamed of. Happens to everybody. Yep. So that's really all I can think of. If you guys have questions, as usual, in the comments below. We need to get some more viewers, so share our videos and point them out to your friends if you have friends who are mentally ill. Yep. We're trying to get a good following here. So, because the more followers we get, the more opportunity we will get to post more often. Maybe, we post Monday through Friday, but we might be able to post on the weekends at some point. I don't know. Just depends on when we grow. I know we just got started and it takes a while, but if you have friends who think who you think could benefit from our channel, please let them know. Everybody's welcome. You don't have to be mentally ill to watch our channel. You know, you could be a psychologist who just wants to hear the patient's point of view, or you could just be curious. You know, you just want to know, and that's okay. That's what we're here for: spreading awareness, spreading knowledge. It's all good. So we have babbled on long enough. How about you? Yeah. You need to have anything else you want to say? Not that I can think of. All right. We will see you guys on Monday. I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend. That is this weekend, New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is Monday, so. New Year's Eve is Monday? Okay. It's still classified as a holiday weekend because the weekend leads into the holidays. So, yeah. So, and on New Year's Eve, drink responsibly, please. Give your keys to somebody else if you can't drive. Yep. Know your limits. No drunk driving. No drunk driving. No drunk driving. No fighting in the bars. Peace on earth and mercy something.
That was last week.
Oh, yeah. I'm just getting into the festive holiday spirit, okay? Alright, we'll see you guys Monday.
Alright, have a good one.
Bye.